Starting from today, we are taking a new approach to this channel. We are going to be going into the details of the cheats, cheat providers, how the cheats work, and demonstrating and showing exactly what they look like when they are activated, so that you guys have more of a knowledge and are very much informed of how these cheats work, so you can make your own mind up whether or not you believe somebody is cheating. And today, we are going to be going through one of the cheat providers that is currently able to use their cheats in the Modern Warfare 3 beta. So let's crack on with the video. Today we're going to be looking at this one, MWIII and Spoofer Luther. Right now, here's the issue. The fact is, this looks like something that's just been copy and pasted from the MWIII over to MWIII, allowing the cheats to just still run, meaning that doesn't look like Modern Warfare 3 was built on a different engine, but we already knew that, didn't we? So let's have a look now what we can see here. This says max distance, aim bind, override key, smoothness, disable on kill, aim at friendly, aim at downed, aim at AI, visibility check. So it's got aim bone selection, which is head, closest by, smart, and it's got the field of view slider there. So you can actually have on whether or not the field of view circle shows on the screen. You can have it silent or auto fire. So silent would be silent aim. Auto fire means that as soon as an enemy is visible, it auto fires at the enemy. And it's also got no recoil and prediction. So the no recoil is literally what you see from a lot of people. You know, when you're thinking, how on earth are they able to have zero recoil with them attachments? The chances are it's something to do with this. But the prediction thing means that it won't aim directly at the enemy, it'll aim at a different area in front of the enemy, whichever way the enemy is traveling, based on their speed and distance between you and them. So this is why sometimes people will be like, how's that aimbot when he's not aiming or locking onto the player? Well, that could be because they have prediction settings on. Let's carry on watching through this anyway. So it's showing a max distance there, and the aim bind as well is what button you select. So key bind, for example, could be any key on the keyboard, it could be a button on the controller, it could be any button on the mouse. It can also be linked and tied to a foot pedal, which we've seen commonly with you know, a few streamers in the past. We've seen demonstrations of this actually being tied to a foot pedal too, which is why, you know, people like myself and Call a Shame call foot pedals rat pedals. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know why I've got this headset on at the moment. There's no sound, got it muted. So they've just selected to turn on the field of view circle, right, which is what this is. Now, for those of you who haven't ever seen this in the past, that field of view circle there is the area in which the aimbot settings you have set up will work. So if your aim, or sorry, if an enemy goes within that circle, it will lock onto them. Not necessarily a snap and lock, it all depends on the other settings such as the smoothness and the speed and things like that. But that aimbot field of view is where your aimbot works. Some people have this if they are rage hacking, so it is literally the size of the full screen. Other people who want to look like they're, you know, legit and just playing sort of to the point where they have that little bit of sticky aim, they'll have a smaller field of view slider than that, much smaller, almost like a pin dot in the middle of the screen, meaning that once their aim is on an enemy, it will not move off. So silent aim, we all know what that is. That's where you can literally shoot the floor and it'll kill the nearest target. Now it's gone over to the ESP. Now this looks more like the colours, so box ESP, name ESP, weapon ESP, distance ESP, kills ESP, team ID ESP, health ESP, skeleton ESP, aim, target. So all of these have different colours. Obviously they've set it all so box, name, weapon, distance and so on are the same colour, but these are all features when it comes to wall hacks, okay? So wall hacks is a general sort of name for it, but ESP, box ESP allows you to see boxes within the game, like loot boxes, loot crates. Name ESP allows you to see enemy names. Weapon ESP will allow you to see what weapon the enemy has in their hand, and bear in mind this will also show you the location of the enemy and how far away they are. But that is where sort of kill ESPs come in and team ID, so that kills ESP will tell you how many kills the enemy has. Health ESP and skeleton ESP. Health ESP will allow you to know if the enemy, you know, is one shot, if you can push them quickly, depending on how much ammo you've got, do you need to reload? So every single one of these features can allow you that little bit of extra information that can allow you to push a situation or retreat from a situation. Everything within that has its benefits. If you've just landed back in from the gulag and you have no weapon, oh look, box ESP. If you want to know whether or not this guy's a streamer or whether or not this guy's going to be like sweaty, name ESP. Whether or not your gun's going to beat their gun, weapon ESP. Distance ESP, how far away are they? Have I got time to loot around a little bit before I push them or before they push me? So that's where distance ESP comes in. Kills ESP will allow you to know whether or not the player's a little bit sweaty or not. So if they've been camping in a building the whole game and have 0 kills, you might well be able to push them with only a pistol. But if they've got 15 or 20 kills, then maybe you want to avoid that gunfight. Obviously, unless you've got aimbot turned on, then it doesn't really matter. Health ESP, again, like we mentioned earlier, can allow you to know whether to push or not if the guy's one shot. And skeleton ESP just allows you to know the sort of position of the enemy, so you can see a skeleton version, like a stickman almost, of the enemy, whether they're lying down, crouched, facing away, facing towards you, and so on. But that does depend on whether it's 3D or 2D ESP settings. You also have max distance, so it allows you to see, let me just pull that back a little bit. Max distance allows you to see ESP for 200 meters, that's what that is. So you can probably whack that up to 1,000, which means you can see everything across the whole map, right? Font size, so you can minimize or maximize the font size so you can see it clearer or make it smaller, so it's not really that much of a visual impairment from the actual game. So crosshair as well, it allows you to have a small little crosshair in the middle of the screen, but you know, if anyone's streaming and using things like that, then it's their own problem. They're going to cause themselves an issue because people will be like, hey, what's that little cross in the middle of your screen? Are you running ESP? Some monitors do allow this, by the way, and have these settings. Mine does, but it's very much linked to ESP settings within cheats. So other settings further down as well, but he doesn't scroll down. You can see it's got a scroll bar here, but he doesn't scroll down. He goes over to the settings, and that shows what you can do there is actually load, like, so you can preload settings, save them, and then you've got 9 profiles there that you can load from. So you could be like, oh, I'll have a chilled game now, we'll put some soft aimbot settings on, bang. Oh, I'll have a rage hack game, bang, profile 2. And that's how it goes. And he's actually gone down, so you got outlines, fill, line width, ignore team, ignore invisible, ignore AI. So you can set it up so that it literally ignores your own team. It ignores invisible players. So this is a big thing, by the way. So Ricochet Anti-Cheat decided to incorporate a setting where they were going to be putting invisible players within the game so that people with aimbot would lock onto them, and this is a way that Ricochet would be able to actually catch cheaters in the game. However, these cheat providers have already been able to put in an ignore invisible on their settings. How crazy is that? So Ricochet Anti-Cheat, once again, proven to not really truly work. Ignore AI, meaning, you know, with strongholds and things like that with the AIs, yeah, ignore them. You don't want to be in a gunfight if you're cheating and then bang, locked onto an AI and you get killed by the actual real player. But either way, all these settings are, it's just so in-depth. There's so much to go through that people don't know about. So when I'm talking in videos in the past about cheats and how I believe certain people were cheating, people didn't have a full understanding of the cheats. That's why we're making these videos from this point forward. Loot ESP, weapon, armory and money, armor and money. So you can have all them settings on as well. And again, you can have a different max distance for those things. So that then if you have enemies on like full map and then, you know, just loot and stuff on 100, that means that you can see things that are around you, allowing you to loot a hell of a lot faster, which gives you an upper hand at the end of the day. Then you've got radar, AI and down. So radar is a 2D radar that allows you to see enemies like a permanent UAV. So it is extra now. Now this is kind of a crazy list of things that we're going to go through. We've got night vision, which is more just like this isn't like, oh, it's dark, so he's going to have an upper hand. It literally just gives the person night vision. I'm not sure if it's still the same, but in Warzone 1 and Warzone 2, when the night vision was in, it was a case that when you died to somebody using night vision on the kill cam, you saw it in night vision as well. But I've actually seen this in use in the past as well as like third person, allowing like, so it almost looked like Fortnite. And again, it just seems more like we've done this because we can. There's nothing really beneficial about night vision, in my opinion. Rapid fire, that's definitely beneficial for the cheater because that means a single fire gun, if they select rapid fire on, becomes a fully automatic, whether that's a pistol or whether that's a battle rifle. These guns become fully automatic without having to flick it over to fully auto, because you have to remember with battle rifles, for example, if they have a single fire feature and a fully auto feature, the fully auto feature does have a massive recoil kick, and also bullet damage per bullet is not as much as it is with a single fire. So this allows you to have the single fire damage with the lack of recoil, but get the same rapid fire as fully auto. Unlock all. So again, this is a feature that allows you to unlock everything within the game. That's guns, camos, attachments, all of that good stuff, and quite possibly, if I'm right, everything from the store. That's how it's worked in the past. We will wait and see on that, because that might have changed this time around, but we will see. No flash and no stun. So if you flash a guy with this, doesn't work. If you stun a guy with this, guess what? Doesn't work. So this is another thing we've pointed out in the past, why streamers and certain people out there playing the game don't seem to have an effect on the flash or stun as it does for me. So if I'm getting stunned, it's lasting 5 seconds, but when a streamer gets stunned, they're able to turn, shoot and kill. It doesn't make sense. Again, look, UAV. So this is actually what we were saying about the 2D radar before. This UAV feature allows you to actually have a constant UAV. And it almost looks, well, it looks identical to having a permanent, a UAV active in the game, but forever, for the duration of the game. What other settings have they got here? They've got an exploit thing. So this is in the extra tab, and they actually have an exploit tab here, which I wanted to sort of go into now. There we go. Melee lunge, right? These are weird ones as well, guys. So imagine, think about this. How many times have you been knifed? You've been meleeed, and it seems like the guy was a mile away, right? A melee lunge allows you to lunge like 5 times as far to stab somebody in the game as it would, like, without this cheat being active. Aimer friendly, you don't really want that turned on if you're using cheats, let's be honest, because that means that you're going to be aiming at your own teammates all the time if you're nearby. Visibility check allows you, when an enemy becomes visible, bam, shoot them. Field of view closest by, so that's allowing you to shoot at the closest the closest enemy to you. And then super slide, this is one that we've actually seen in a clip from Nico Infinite, where we stated he locked onto the enemy as the enemy was using something very similar in Warzone 2, super slide. So you slide once and you don't have to cancel, you just keep sliding, You can literally slide across the whole map with this. Look, you can set the things up, so you've got super speed key, air stuck, or super speed and mount. So you whack that right up to the top, you can literally slide across the whole map. Yeah. Flying bikes. Right, now flying bikes is one we've seen in the past on Warzone 1. I didn't really see flying bikes at all. Sorry, we did. We saw flying trucks in Warzone 2. So similar thing, flying bikes, right? And then the same speed and rotate speed. So you can literally set that so it's like a rocket, a motorbike rocket in the sky. Flying vehicles, super slide, melee lunge, and honestly, the night vision, everything that you thought might well have been, you know, detected by Activision, by Ricochet, seems to be working here in Modern Warfare 3 by the looks of it. And as we mentioned earlier, there was an unlock all tool here, which is now selected on the menu. So we're going to see what happens after this. Now that it's been selected, he goes over to his weapons. Bear in mind, this is a level 14 account up here, you can see that, and it looks like all guns have been unlocked. Does that mean that all attachments are unlocked at the same time? Possibly. I mean, it's an unlock all, not an unlock partially. So I'm guessing so, which means that people in the game already have every weapon unlocked, every attachment unlocked, every single kill streak unlocked, and everything in between. Obviously, there's no camos at the moment for the game other than the beta camo, I believe, but there are definitely ways that you should be grinding for these, and this guy's been able to unlock everything, even all of the player characters. It's just something that I've always felt was a little bit of a kick in the for people who put in the grind for these things. So definitely unlock tools are a bit scummy, and I think that it does give you an upper hand and an advantage at the start of a game, or if a new weapon's just come out and these guys are unlocking it all with all attachments straight away. That gives them the upper hand when people are trying to grind. That's more a multiplayer thing, but if people are using it in Warzone as well and it's the new meta, then of course that gives them the upper hand as well for at least a couple of days before people have grinded and got everything unlocked for it. So guys, that was literally me going through a cheat menu, explaining to you each and every single thing. Now I did state that we were going to be showing demonstrations of these things happening, and that's exactly what we're going to do, but we'll do that in part 2 tomorrow. So guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2 of this video. And also guys, smash the thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And if you want to get in touch with me, hit me up on Twitter at BadBoyBeaman1. It's the best place for you guys to get in touch. I'm very active over there and I look forward to hearing from you. And one last thing before we go. A big shout out to apexpcs.co.uk for sending me out this amazing gaming rig. And if you guys want to get your hands on a PC like this, head over to apexpcs.co.uk. If you want to buy a pre-built gaming rig, then head over. They have got so many options. But not just that, they sell individual components. If you need a new case, a new CPU, a new GPU, or even a monitor, keyboard and mouse, head over and check it out. And guys, for those of you who are business minded, for those of you who don't just play video games, they also sell business office PC builds too. And for those of you who are quite picky like me, you can send a custom build request and they do get back to you really quick. So guys, if you're in the market for a new PC, this is the place to be. apexpcs.co.uk. The link is in the description below. And don't forget, use code BBB20 at checkout to save £20.